Welcome to this week's episode of the American Way TV. This week, Tony's hunting South Dakota whitetails.
I've got my brand new Expedition MX-16. The blinds are set, the stands are in. It's going to be a great trip this week. You guys stick with us. You're watching the American Way.
About to get treated. This old boy's about to upgrade it. Living life the American way, yeah. Whoa, it's time to step it up. I gotta be in it to win it if I'm gonna be chasing big bucks. Whoa, gonna need a little luck, but you gotta be in it to win it if you're gonna be chasing big bucks.
We work to live.
But we live to hunt.
And why?
Because that's the American way. Well, it's the 16th of September. We're in South Dakota. We're getting ready to cross the Missouri River. We're about 4 hours out of Newell. We got a pocket full of tags, whitetail tags, antelope tags, and it's the first hunt of the season, so it's all good. Weather's going to be good. We know the deer are there. The covert's been telling us the story, so let's get across the Missouri, and tomorrow we'll be in a stand. When we see this big landmark in front of us, we know we're close, gang, so stick with us. We got an exciting week in front of us in South Dakota. We're ready to get after it. Well, it's finally here. It's the 18th of September. We spent the day yesterday just getting covert cameras set, scouting, just making sure we knew what was going on. We had a great buck in here this morning. Transitioned right through. We got him on the covert camera. I think we got pictures of him here a couple days ago too. There's a big bedding area down on the river bottom. So first set of the season, first set in South Dakota. Well, we made it in, and we weren't even completely set up yet. We already had deer moving out of the bedding area. We're sure they're heading up toward that alfalfa in the front, but you can look around, especially if you look behind us, and it's just one big gnarly bedding area down in this river bottom. We got another creek that flows into the river that runs right here in front of us, so we got kind of a natural funnel and a pinch point here. So we're just going to set tight now, see what makes its way to this standing corn and what makes its way out to the alfalfa. So first set of the season. Let's see what happens. You're watching the American Way. Well, we were sitting here and we looked toward the river, and I could see a willow tree just rocking back and forth, and we finally got in there and we could see what it was. It was a really good buck down in there rubbing a big willow tree up. He moved back in behind us, so we don't know if he's going to break and cross the river and go to the alfalfa on the other side, or if he's going to turn and come back up through here. But it's the second buck we've seen, but it's so thick in here we haven't been able to film one yet. I just caught him with the glasses. I don't think Chris ever got him on the camera. You can see the tree, but I know this much. It's our first set here, and we know we're in the right spot. So just a matter of time, I think. We're going to hook one up. Stick with us and see what happens. Well, we're picking our way into Belle Fourche now. We left yesterday about noon, and we're heading on in, so we're going to have plenty of time. We're going to get checked into a hotel, get gear gathered up, head out to the ranch. The weather's good. It's cold. We've got snow on the ground. I got a solid northwest wind blowing for 3 days. I've talked to my rancher, and he says the deer are on the move. You know, we've got a lot of hard work vested into this, so I think it's all going to pay off this trip. So we're going to get in and get set up, and this afternoon we're going to be sitting in a stand or in a ghillie blind waiting on a big South Dakota whitetail. So 2019 season kicking off. But it's the first night in South Dakota in the 22nd of October, and it's just a perfect night to be in the woods. It's 50 degrees out and overcast. So we're going to see what happens. I got a brand new Zeus broadhead screwed onto that Black Eagle, and I'm ready to see what happens. So stick with us. You're watching The American Way.
Well, what a difference a day makes. It's about 37 degrees right now. We got about a 15-mile-an-hour northwest wind. It snowed all day. It finally stopped, so we already seen animals on their feet coming in. It's about 2:30, so we're gonna go get in the ghillie blind that we put in about 2 months ago. We're gonna see if we can take this new Expedition MX16 and put it to work for the first time. So new bow, new broadheads. Big doe gets in front of us tonight. I got a tag.
Well, we made it into the ghillie. We're all set up, and got this rubbing stick out here in front of us that Chris planted just before we left back in mid-September. Pretty sure there's been some buck activity here. We just don't know if it's in the daylight yet. It just seems like these deer are behind the bucks in Indiana, at least where we come from. You know, the pre-rut's ready to happen there, and we just don't see it here yet. So we know there's a lot of deer transitioning through here. They're coming out of this big gnarly river bottom out in front of us. They're heading to the alfalfa in this cut cornfield. So you guys stick with us and see what happens. Hopefully we have a little luck here in South Dakota. Second night here, so hang with us. You're watching The American Way. You know, I just need a buck to do that, or a big old mature doe. We're gonna let one fly. Well, yesterday we had 32 degrees and blizzard conditions, and now today it's 52 degrees and sunny. The wind switch, we've got a southwest wind, which is what we needed to get into this stand. It's a really cool little setup. We can come over here and park and hide, and we're only 300 yards from the stand. And I mean, they can't see the truck, they can't smell the truck. We can get right into it. We got about 160 acres of standing corn, and I'm pretty sure that's holding every deer here on this ranch right now. But we found a fresh scrape yesterday. We put some Denver's deerskin in 2 days ago, and he found it. He wasn't happy. So, you know, our struggle's just been finding a mature buck in the daylight. So we're as close to the bed as we can get. We're right on top of this cornfield in the far corner. So hopefully it happens. Tonight's the last night. We've got to get on the road to Kansas tomorrow. So keep your fingers crossed for us. Beautiful set right here. We're in this grove of cottonwoods that bumps right up against this 200-acre cornfield, and we got a big irrigation canal at our back. It's just been a struggle here the last 3 days, just trying to find any bucks that are mature, that are moving into daylight yet. I mean, it's just totally opposite of what's going on everywhere else in the Midwest. It ain't happening here in western South Dakota. So tonight's the last swing of the bat. We're going to get up early in the morning and head to Kansas, so we're hoping that we can catch something, trying to sneak out of this corn at last light. We're back in a real remote corner, so I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. So just going to sit here and see what happens. It's a perfect night. The wind is right. Couldn't have a more beautiful evening to be in the stand, so maybe I get to take that new Expedition MX16 and let an arrow fly, break it in. So stick with us. You're watching The American Way. Tonight's the last swing of the bat. We're gonna get up early in the morning and head to Kansas, so we're hoping that we can catch something trying to sneak out of this corner at last light. We're back in a real remote corner, so I think if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen here. So stick with us. You're watching The American Way. Steps out, I'm going to draw on him. Aren't you ready? Oh my God. We just got it done in South Dakota. He's a stud, man. He's a stud. Oh, did that just happen? We thought we were done in South Dakota. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was being a negative Nancy. We just weren't seeing mature bucks. Yeah, we just were convinced it wasn't going to happen. We had to leave in the morning early for Kansas. And I've got the brand new Expedition MX-16 with a brand new Zeus broadhead, and we just tipped one over in South Dakota. Right here, baby. The brand new Expedition MX-16, and she just rocked one in South Dakota. The scene of the crime, baby. Tell you what, when you can follow a blood trail like this in the dark, gang, you're using the right broadhead. Here. Goodness, I don't have to follow a blood trail. I can just see where he knocked the corn down, and then lo and behold, right there's a deer. He's right there around the corner. He's right here, bro. Oh, it's like taking the wrapping off a Christmas present. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at the mass in this buck's beams. Look at all that palmation. You know, when we spotted this buck, he was about 200 yards away coming up this fence row, right where we thought they were going to transition from. And when I threw the vortex on him, I told Jason, I said, man, this is a good buck, but I had no idea. I mean, look at the palmation in these beams. I just don't know what to say. My very first hunt with my brand new Expedition MX-16, and I set it 4 days ago when I set it up. This was literally my all-time favorite bow I've ever shot. And I mean, Jiminy, to be able to go out the first trip and knock a buck down like this, of this caliber, I don't even know what to say. I just don't know what to say. God blessed us tonight, didn't he, Jason?
Absolutely.
So, you know, gang, the ripcord dropped on a good one. We're finished here in South Dakota. And all that hard work that we did this summer, you know, Chris Jones and I came out on a short notice trip. We picked this ranch up. We brought ghillie blinds. We brought stands. We worked hard. We set it up. We made one trip early and it didn't pan out, but we learned a lot about the ranch. And here it is, the second trip, the 23rd of October. And we got a bruiser on the ground. I couldn't be happier. So the work's going to start now. We got to get this thing out of here and handling tonight, and then be ready to go to Kansas tomorrow. So thank you, Lord. You done us right. Gang, you are watching The American Way.
Well, as usual, you take it down to the wire, but a great hunt.
Yeah, it's always nice when you work really hard like we did in South Dakota, and you can come away with a great animal on the ground. And what a great first run for my brand new Expedition bow. I couldn't have been happier.
And hey folks, don't forget, check us out on social media.
And as we close the show here each and every week, gang, please keep all of America's first responders, along with all of our folks in the military, in your thoughts and prayers. It's because of the sacrifices they make each and every day on our behalf that we sleep peacefully here at home.
Remember, hunt hard,
Work safe.
and God bless.